Today on a Moveable theme, hidden secrets of the northern suburbs.
Is it safe?
Serious?
The biggest plate of food on earth.
Oh, that's glorious.
Wow, that takes a punch.
Bottle shop with a very welcome surprise.
It's not hidden. This hidden.
We pretend it's not 10 o'clock in the morning, get you to pour us a beer.
And a treatment that can take years off your life. Wow, that's taken years off. I'm Ross Stevenson, radio guy and avid traveller. Together with my good friend and co-host of our weekly food and travel show, Kate Stevenson, no relation, we are on a quest to find the best food and travel experiences this state has to offer. This isn't a regular travel show. This is a Moveable feast.
Righto, so you're going to take me to Northcote.
Yep.
I lived in Northcote a long time ago, and I haven't been back ever since I lived here.
I'd say it's one of my favourite parts of Melbourne because it's not too cool for school, but seriously it's become pretty cool.
Righto, so you're going to suggest to me that it might have changed a bit since I lived here before I had a licence.
I'm dying to find out from you what Northcote was like before you had a licence.
I'm happy to oblige.
Northcote is only 8 kilometres from Melbourne CBD, and if, like 1980s Ross, you don't have a licence, you can jump on a train or tram from the city. Thornbury is just a couple of minutes further up High Street.
Now, this is where I lived.
Yeah.
It's undergoing a reno at the moment. And it's got at the back of there a mezzanine floor that has only one thing in it, a dunny, which looks out over Melbourne. It's the best view of Melbourne you've ever seen.
But seriously, nothing else on that level but a toilet.
Just a dunny.
Yeah.
Very conveniently located next to the window.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember when I lived here, and I realised 1983.
Yeah.
Because one night, it was race 7 of the America's Cup, and the commentator, Bruce Stannard, said, John Bertrand has failed to cover Dennis Conner here. It's a fatal error.
Yeah.
And I thought, we're not going to win the America's Cup, so I stormed off because John Bertrand...
I took my bat and my ball.
Yeah, I took my halyard and my main sheet, and I went to bed because John Bertrand had failed to cover. Next thing, there's a banging on my door, and it's one of my housemates, 5 a.m. Get up, get up, get up. We're going to win the America's Cup. So, 1983, and I haven't been back.
Amazing.
Rossi, mate, race 7, never in doubt.
How much do you reckon Northcote's changed?
Will you tell me it's changed?
Want to show you?
Is it safe?
Serious? Come on.
Our next stop isn't food, but for me, it's food for the soul.
Righto, well, let's leave 1983 Northcote and see if we can find something from 1983.
Hawthorn Premiership, yeah, suits me.
I knew it.
Yesteryear Vintage Clothing is located on High Street in Northcote, and it's stocked with plenty of gear from back in Ross's day. As well as their Northcote store, you can get your vintage on at Yesteryear stores in Carlton and Fitzroy.
Very, very modern, the concept of vintage clothing, isn't it? Because when I was growing up, they called hand-me-downs.
Hand-me-downs?
Yeah.
Have you got a few of those?
I haven't. I've also got a pair of your boots, which
Wow.
I've already bought. Where do you get it all from? Because look at it, Kate won't... She's got a bigger tag on that than Bruce Dool. How old is it? Where did you get it?
We've actually started sourcing things from Europe.
Yeah.
So my bosses travel around the world and they handpick stuff. That's the
That's,
mystery.
it says Electra Paris,
Electra
made
Paris.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There was no chance I was leaving here without at least trying on this coat.
Just the outfit's you perfect.
Righto.
Like that screams your name.
Hi, everybody.
I bought boots, plus I'm going to turn my back to you all. The lumberjacket. What do you think?
Amazing.
Yeah, she said amazing. Can I ask you about something that's down the back?
Sure.
Follow me. Jen. Seriously.
Dungarees?
Dungarees. Surely you're waiting for Series 2 of Wentworth, are you?
V's back. They are one of our biggest selling items. Overall, it's a big business.
Is that right?
Yes.
Having managed to do more big business in this store than either of us had planned, it was time to move on.
reasonably successful under the
I
circumstances.
did not expect that. Lunch?
When am I not ready for lunch?
Coming up on a Moveable Feast, the biggest plate of food in the world.
Wow, that takes a punch.
So far today on a Moveable Feast, I've taken Kate back to my Northcote of the early 80s, and in return, she took me shopping in the 1980s.
Circumstances?
I did not expect that. Lunch?
When am I not ready for lunch?
So 1983 Northcote, eating and drinking opportunities.
Every chance that this place, the only would have been a shop with Greek blokes in it, drinking black coffee and smoking cigarettes.
Wow, we'll do some Ethiopian. I bet you can get some good coffee.
I bet you it was once a Greek coffee parlour.
Ethiopian restaurant Mesob is located on High Street, Northcote, and is open for dinner 6 nights a week. True to my word, when we arrive, the daily coffee ritual is already underway.
You know about the injera, the bread?
No.
So I'm pretty sure it should come served on the injera. You'll notice, is there anything you notice, an absence of?
Butter plates,
Anything else?
salt and pepper.
Anything else?
What's missing? Knives and
Cutlery.
forks.
Yeah.
Right.
So the injera, I believe, we will use to eat the curries, the food. You excited?
Oh, I think the world's been hanging out to see me eat with my
With your
fingers.
hands.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
There are 2 types of restaurants, one where you catch the smells from the kitchen and those where you don't. Thankfully, this was one of the former.
Bring it on.
Oh, that's glorious.
Move it around. So if you haven't noticed already, there's no cutlery because you dig in with your hands.
Look so worried.
So what's this here?
So we use the injera. So injera is a fermented flatbread.
Owner Naz explains that our platter contains curries made with chicken, beef and goat, with potato, lentils and beetroot dishes cooked with aromatic spices.
Okay, and just quickly, this is a Rift Valley.
It's a Rift Valley Merlot.
Right. So, is there a lot of winemaking in Ethiopia?
Not a lot of winemaking. It's a fairly new fashion, but this one is from the Rift Valley of Ethiopia. So try it out with your meal.
It's lovely.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Thanks,
Gee.
Naz.
Wow, that packs a punch.
You ready?
It's rather delicious. I didn't expect to see so much meat on the menu.
So
Look
you
at
can
the
hear.
fibrous nature of that bread.
So you know
looks like
it's-
tripe.
It's not a grain, the thing that injera is made from. Teff is actually a grass that they use. So I think they soak that and then still mill it and create the bread from that. It's also really filling injera.
After working our way through one of the biggest plates of food in the world, Ross still found time for one of his fabulous anecdotes.
Now, you know the Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie, right? The diminutive little man. He was at the Queen's coronation in 1953, and it was pouring rain, and he was sheltering under an umbrella next to Queen Zalotti of Tonga, who is massive, right? And someone said to Noel Coward, the famous playwright, "Who's that next to the Queen of Tonga?" And Noel Coward said, "Her lunch." Well, it might be one of those stories, but I'm going to treat it as true because it's magnificent.
Oh, it's worth it.
Righto. With all that food, I need to walk it off.
Oh, yeah, we'll walk to the next place. Ross.
Excellent. How's that for cornball?
Buck Mulligan's is part whiskey bar, part bookshop, and with aged whiskies and aged books, Ross seems to settle in pretty quickly.
Okay, can we talk literature?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. You know what book I'm going to ask you to get, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I know what book you're going to ask him.
No, we haven't discussed this. What book am I going to ask you to get?
Ulysses.
Ulysses.
Yeah.
Do you mind getting Ulysses?
Yes, I'll go get it for you now.
Buck Mulligan's is open 6 nights a week and stocks Irish and Australian literature. And great whiskey, which I'm hoping we'll get to soon.
Here it is. Ulysses by James Joyce. Eamon, have you ever read it?
No. Well, I'm
No, No one's read it.
I'll tell you where I'm up to. Roughly
Oh,
up,
you really are
I'm
reading
up,
it.
Roughly up to about here.
That is pretty
I'm
good.
kind of stuck. It's been by my bedside table now for someone.
I was going to say
You
I
want-
have
you
a
want me
long
to-
period
Yeah.
of time.
You want me to describe my experience with Ulysses? I'm sort of up to here, and I'm a bit stuck.
We named our little bar after Buck Mulligan, and you can't really see it here, but that's the opening line, and stately, plump Buck Mulligan came from the stairhead.
Wow.
So he's a character in the novel who's a bit of a rogue and likes a whiskey.
So you didn't even get through the first page, did you?
No.
The opening line.
Good Lord. Stately, plump Buck Mulligan is the third and fourth words of Ulysses.
If you are tempted to take on Ulysses, I would suggest doing so with a good Irish whiskey at Buck Mulligan's.
All these places here, when I lived in Northcote, the only place you could go where anything was sold to eat or drink were cafes that were chock-a-block full of old Greek blokes drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes.
So no Vietnamese restaurant?
Vietnamese restaurant. We'd only just stopped fighting them. It's unfathomable to me that Northcote could have ended up being so groovy and so cool. It was just, you couldn't have seen it with that happening with the Hubble telescope.
So during that time, would you have ever ventured to Thornbury?
Thornbury, or as we knew it then, southern New South Wales. That Thornbury. Never set foot in Thornbury in our lives. You're telling me that that's on the cards, is it?
After the break, it's a new day and a new suburb for Ross, Thornbury.
So far on a Moveable feast, Kate has taken me back to Northcote and opened my eyes to the wonders of a suburb I once called home. Today, a little further north.
So given the surprises you got yesterday in Northcote, I'm hoping you're at least feeling a little bit positive about the idea that this might give you some hidden gems.
Based on the way that Northcote surprised me yesterday, I fully expect Thornbury to be Las Vegas.
It's Disneyland for adults.
A quick drive or slow walk north on High Street and you are in Thornbury and Kate's first stop on my tour of enlightenment.
So you're continuing your perfect track record of bringing me to places that are shut?
Righto, glass half empty. I think if we are going to talk about today the transformation of Thornbury, you should at least start here. Welcome to Thornbury. So it's a food truck
Welcome
park.
to Thornbury,
Ross.
we're shut.
It's a food truck park.
Oh.
You know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, not a chance in hell. Now, every night of the week and lunchtime for weekends, you can come here and you'll get maybe 6 or 8 different food vans serving up all manner of things. If you look at that sign there, this Thursday, they have the dogs of Darebin invited and there are doggy treats and snacks on offer. This is Thornbury today.
Each month, over 40 different food trucks rotate through the site, with up to 6 different trucks on any given day. Welcome to Thornbury is open from 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and from 12 noon on weekends. It is fully licensed and heated during Melbourne's winter.
Righto, so you like Thornbury, do you?
Yes, I like Thornbury.
I'm very glad to hear it, because we're 100 metres south of Darebin Road, which means we're in Northcote.
Sometimes you're just not fun.
Yeah. I was talking to someone earlier from around here who said, as we walk north back into Thornbury, that there are still coffee shops where the Greek blokes get together and smoke cigarettes and play cards.
Yeah.
I've just got this vision of these poor Greek blokes being shifted further and further north until one day they're going to arrive in Albury.
All right, what do you think? Can I show you a bit of a hidden secret?
More booze?
Yeah.
Righto, well, not that much of a surprise. It is a bottle shop, a really, really good bottle shop.
So my concern was I wouldn't get you past this point, but you need to give me more credit. This not hidden.
Right, no, this is not hidden.
This hidden.
Okay, right away.
Ross, Kate, what a surprise.
Believe me, Ben, we're as surprised as you are.
Seriously though, I was telling him this as a surprise. I assume you would get people wander into that bottle shop with no idea all of this is out here, would you?
No, we've had people that have lived in Thornbury for 10 years, have shopped with us, and it took them a year to realise we had a bar.
It's got a bit of Prohibition feel, hasn't it? That with Prohibition, all the fun was out the back. Is that the notion, that all the fun's out the back?
Yep, all the fun's out the back. We had a storeroom, we needed to use it, so we put a bar in.
Carmen's Cellars are on High Street in Thornbury. The bar and bottle shop are open 7 days a week, and their range of beer is simply unsurpassed.
We run 17 to 18 beers on tap, and we do a Negroni on tap as well.
Can we pretend it's not 10 o'clock in the morning and get you to pour us a beer?
With pleasure.
We take a seat at the bar and Ben gets pouring. First, something dark and stormy for Kate.
So this beer is called Life and Limb. This is the last keg in existence. So this is it. This is insanely rare, and it will finish tomorrow and there will never be any more.
Well, it just goes to show you have to drink the whole thing. And what am I having?
So you're having Lupotic Distortion from Firestone Walker.
That is absolutely glorious.
It's not a really beery beer. I think my thing is not really hoppy, green kind of florally beers.
Yep.
That is beautiful.
This is a beautiful beer.
What do we do for food?
So you can get Custom Burger, we'll deliver to your table. They're fantastic burgers from down the road.
Right, so we just get on the phone.
Get on the phone, give them a call.
Right, and they'll deliver a hamburger here.
Deliver a hamburger
And
here.
until the hamburger gets here, we've just got to stay here and have a beer.
Exactly.
A quick phone call and food is only moments away. I went with the fairly substantial FJ Holden Aussie burger for Ross and slightly less sizable F150 custom burger for myself. Custom burgers are just a hop, step and jump from Carmen Cellars. So while Ross and I enjoy our beers, the team at Custom get moving on a couple of burgers and some fries. This burger joint is decked out like an old-fashioned garage, but the burgers are state-of-the-art. And just to make all the non-Thornbury locals jealous, Custom Burgers also home deliver in the area. You can order online or pick up the phone.
While waiting for our burgers, we met up with Rosie. Fair to say, Rosie likes a beer.
It's Good Beer Week, correct?
It is, yes.
And you have taken the week off work to celebrate Good Beer Week.
Yes.
And to celebrate it here.
Here, everywhere, all around Melbourne.
I love the notion of taking a week off to celebrate Good Beer Week.
Oh,
to me,
Rosie.
that's just magnificent. I feel like that I've missed the boat a bit on the whole craft beer market. You know, talking to Ben about they sell far more beer and whiskey than they do wine.
Yeah.
I don't think you've missed the train so much. She's driving the train, and I'm on the station having watched the train depart.
You're still trying to work out how to put money on your Mikey.
Now, burgers.
These custom burgers are so good, Ross has made a huge call.
Can I get a little bit of an idea on how your views on Thornbury are changing?
I want to live here.
That is a turnaround, my friend.
I think I'm thinking about Airbnb it for a weekend. You available for selection Saturday and Sundays, Rosie?
Oh, yeah.
Coming up on a Moveable Feast, Ross makes a physical move to the north.
Wow, that's taken years off.
So far today on a Moveable Feast, I've managed to change Ross's mind about Northcote and Thornbury.
I want to live here.
But apparently some things don't change.
Finally found them. Don't look now. Old Greek blokes playing cards.
With Ross finally finding what he's been looking for, I have one more surprise.
It looks like a barber shop. Do I look like I'm desperately in need of a haircut?
No, but I think emotionally we've converted you to the northern suburbs.
Well, yeah, but in the northern suburbs, do you go to a barber shop or do they put hair on? I'm gonna go in there boring Ross and come out a hipster, am I?
Cat Moody opened Lords of the North in High Street, Thornbury over 4 years ago.
Do you have people fall asleep in the chair?
Sometimes, yeah. With the hot towels and the massage. Sleep.
Now, have you trained for this job?
When I started barbering, there was no barber schools. I came from hairdressing and it just wasn't for me, so decided to get into barbering. And actually an 80-year-old Ukrainian man taught me. His name was Tito. All right, Ross, you ready for a hot towel?
I suppose.
Is that too hot?
No, not at all.
Nothing like a hot towel applied by someone taught by an 80-year-old Ukrainian. Time to stop talking.
Do you usually go to the barbers, get a cutthroat shave?
No, never. I've never had a shave.
Oh, right.
Shaving was something you saw in American films.
Yeah, right.
People got a shave. wasn't something, it was very exotic. That's what Americans did. But presumably now, it's something that lots of people in Melbourne do.
Okay, what have we achieved? Wow, that's taken years off. A full shave like that at Lords of the North costs $40 and takes about 30 extremely relaxing minutes.
What do you reckon? You're a convert, aren't you?
I'm a convert to the North. It's been way too long since I've been here, but it is absolutely fantastic.
Next week on the Moveable Feast, does the Melbourne CBD have secrets? Yes, it does. Hidden in the laneways, that most modern of food styles, Asian fusion. Just what Melbourne needs, another coffee shop. Thai street food in a car park, and why not? And a hotel in the heart of the city that is actually a caravan